NYABAU flyover opens to commuters in Bintulu. Sarawak requested additional funding to construct more CIQ complexes and carbon credit law to be enacted. Those are the headlines for tonight. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Muhammad Yusuf, and you're now watching TVS Nightline. The NYABAU flyover in Bintulu was officially opened earlier today by the Chief Minister, Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tunopeng. With its strategic placement, Abang Johari said the flyover will enable more economic growth for the community in the surrounding areas.
Hari ini kita melihat satu janjaran. Kalau lihat dari jauh, nang kacak jajaran tu di Bandaraya Bintulu. Nampaknya Bandaraya Bintulu dan kawasannya tahap standardnya begitu tinggi. Seperti juga negara-negara maju yang lain. Oleh itu saya mengucapkan tahniah kepada orang Bintulu kerana mempunyai janjaran yang terpanjang dan juga yang cantik menaikkan pemandangan yang ada di Bintulu ini. Tidak lama lagi insya-Allah saya rasa jambatan ke mana akan terus kita laksanakan dan akan siap tidak lama lagi, walaupun kita have to catch up because of the delay, dan sudah tentu kawasan ini Jepak, Bintulu, Kedorong dan seterusnya kawasan dekat airport akan lebih rapat dan dengan jarak yang dekat menerusi jalan raya, pembangunan Bintulu akan terus dimacu dan impak ekonomi akan dirasai oleh masyarakat di kawasan Bintulu ini.
Abang Johari later attributed the success of the project to Sarawak's former Chief Minister, the late Allahyarham Prihin Sri Adnan Satim.
Saya tetap kali saya diberi penghormatan oleh Kementerian Kerjaya Raya menyempurnakan majlis serupa ini. Saya tidak lupa jasa baik Allahyarham Prihin Sri Adnan Satim. Beliaulah yang memulakan projek yang besar ini serta disokong oleh Perdana Menteri ketika itu, Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak. Apabila mulanya pembangunan ini dah jasa yang besar yang telah diberi oleh pimpinan kita, termasuklah Prihin Sri Adnan Satim. Saya lupa sikit je pesan denan, jangan jalan raya tu ada tol. Waktunya meresmikan tempat ini, memulakan kerja di tempat ini, beliau mengatakan kita mau semua pen Borneo Highway jalan raya tidak ada tol. Kalau tidak ditambah OL jadi tolol. Jadi ini pesan Prihin Sri Adnan.
Right, Deputy Chief Minister 2 Dato' Amar Awang Tengah Ali Hassan represented Sarawak in the Socio-Economic Working Committee meeting under the Special Council of Malaysia Agreement 1963 on Saturday. Awang Tengah, who is also the Minister for International Trade, Industry and Investment, led the Sarawak delegations together with heads of departments from various agencies. During the meeting, Sarawak has submitted a request for extra allocations from the federal government covering 8 sectors, namely to address poverty, infrastructure, utilities, healthcare, education, administrative and Borneoization, land matters and financial matters. Additionally, the state government requested additional funding from the federal government to develop more roads and to construct more immigration and quarantine complexes or CIQS along the borders. Other matter discussed during the meeting was for a Sarawak representative to be appointed in the Inland Revenue Board of Malaysia or LHDN. Awang Tengah said it is important to ensure that Sarawak will have a say in decision making. Following the approved amendment to the Sarawak State Constitution Bill 2022 early this week to change the term of Chief Minister to Premier, Tourism, Arts and Culture Minister Datuk Seri Nancy Shukri says that it is of no pressing matter for now to change the title of the Yang di-Pertuan Negeri Sarawak to the Yang di-Pertuan Negara. She adds that the matter should be looked into from the state's law and constitution standpoint.
Kalau dari segi sejarahnya boleh, cuma sekarang ini kalau Sarawak mau buat, maka mereka perlu berbincang lanjut, kena atur lagi dari segi undang-undang, dari segi konstitusi perlembagaan kita. Kalau pihak bersetuju, tak ada masalah. So dulu kalau dengar ucapan Tunku Abdul Rahman dulu, dia menyebut negara Sarawak, yang di-Pertuan Negara Sarawak. Boleh. Malah kita dulu pakai governor lah. Cuma berapa tahun kemudian baru ada kita menggunakan yang di-Pertuan Negeri. Padahal sebelum itu kita menggunakan governor. Tapi itulah terpulang kepada negeri sendiri, sama ada mereka nak menggunakan negara atau tuan yang di-Pertuan Negara ataupun governor, terpulang kepada keselesaan mereka. Tetapi undang-undang akan perlu dipindah dari segi perlembagaan negeri Sarawak.
Nancy was commenting on the proposal for the change of title for the Yang di-Pertuan Negeri Sarawak to Yang di-Pertuan Negara. On Friday, State Minister for Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts, Datuk Seri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah, was quoted as saying that there is no urgent need to change the current title of the head of state of Sarawak. Earlier, Parti Aspirasi Rakyat Sarawak or Aspirasi President Lina Su proposed that the title of the TYT be amended to the Yang di-Pertuan Negara. The Citra Warna Keluarga Malaysia 2022 program will be held for 4 days from February 24 to February 27 at the Kuching Waterfront, Sarawak. The program, which is held in collaboration with the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture or MOTAC and the Sarawak government, aims to bring the public, especially those in Sarawak, closer to Malaysia's arts, culture and tourism activities. In addition, the program was also held to promote Kuching City, which has been recognized by the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization or UNESCO as a World Craft City under the field of gastronomy. Tentatively, the event will showcase the Sarawak Drum Festival, Sarawak Craft Festival, Malaysian Textile Craft Fashion Show, a gastronomy exhibition, a treasure hunt, sape concert, fireworks displays, and musical water fountain. Meanwhile, in view of the latest wave of rising COVID-19 infection around the world, MOTAC Minister Datuk Seri Nancy Shukri said only 2,450 visitors are allowed to attend the gala night of the Keluarga Malaysia Citra Warna program. As such, MOTAC, together with the Sarawak State Disaster Management Committee (SDMC), had formulated strict standard operating procedures (SOP) for visitors attending the program. At the same time, Nancy said the festival was themed Unity in Diversity to celebrate the colorful fiesta of various tourism activities as well as Malaysian arts and cultural performances, and is expected to be officiated by the Prime Minister Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri Yaakob. It is imperative to stage the festival despite the threat of the COVID-19 outbreak because it would greatly help affected industry players to revitalize the economy. She said the implementation of the Keluarga Malaysia Citra Warna program was also a benchmark for the implementation of future MOTAC events under the new normal. On to the next news. The Sarawak government will amplify its efforts to complete Phase 1 of the Pan-Borneo Highway by the end of this year. Senior Works Minister Datuk Seri Fadilah Yusof said this will consist of the highway's route from Teluk Melano to Miri. Apart from the ongoing pandemic, Fadilah disclosed other challenges consist of shortages of raw materials and manpower. The 16 billion ringgit worth project, which has 11 work packages and was commenced in October 2015, involves the construction of a 786-kilometer stretch of road from Teluk Melano to Miri. Meanwhile, Fadilah said the successful construction of the Sarawak Pan-Borneo Highway is a testament to the close relationship and cooperation between the federal government and the Sarawak government, which should be continued for the benefit of Sarawakians. So far, the ministry has successfully managed to open several road alignments of the highway, including in Teluk Melano, as well as from Serian to Balai Ringin and in Julau. Right, the Chief Minister, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, is expected to enact a new law on carbon credit trading. According to First Assistant Minister of Transport, Datuk Dr. Jerib Susil, the law is important in the state government's initiative to be environmentally sustainable.
The other big thing is coming is called environmental sustainability. Environmental sustainability. Let me tell you what it's all about. The CM is by June, I think. The CM is going to enact laws, bill, to ensure there is carbon credit trading. To ensure that there will be laws to ensure how to do carbon credit, and it will be the only one in Malaysia. Indonesia is far ahead with the carbon credit.
He said this while speaking at the annual Penrisen Badayu Entrepreneurs Association PUBP meeting on Saturday. He added each tree planted will be microchipped and the owner will receive $5 a year per tree if the tree is maintained.
Meaning that for one big tree, a tabang tree for example, there are many people, after all the climate change or whatsoever, after all the climate change, they are now going to pay a certain amount of money for every preservation of forest and timber that is available in the jungles.
Dr. Jerib, who is also Mambung Assemblyman, said the Chief Minister has ambitious plans to transform the Badayu Penrisen area into a tourist attraction hub.
The Badayu area will become an area for a tourism belt. So much so that it has declared some parts of the Badayu area under the UNESCO Geopark. Kampungan Nara East and a huge part of the Penrisen area, Bau area and Serian area under the UNESCO Geopark. The idea is to preserve the place and so on.
Welcome back to the Nightline. Now, the Brunei-Malaysia Vaccinated Travel Lane, or VTL, is set to revive and revitalize the tourism industry in Sarawak. Sarawak Tourism Board STB Chairman Dennis Ngau said the move not only benefits the local tourism sector but also invigorates the state's economy.
Dalam kita gembira sempadan dibuka, walaupun terhad kan, kita juga khawatir dengan penularan COVID yang berterusan, khususnya varian Omicron yang orang kata sangat senang untuk menjangkiti inilah. Saya yakin di pihak kerajaan kita, agensi-agensi kementerian yang berwajib sudah ada persediaan protokol dia, SOP dia yang perlu diikuti apabila kita membuka sempadan untuk orang luar datang ke Malaysia ni. Jadi saya yakin setelah pengalaman kita 2 tahun dalam pandemik ini, I think every day we learn how to defend ourselves lah. Jadi saya yakin sangat bahawa kita telah bersedia. Kalau tidak, Yang Berhormat Perdana Menteri tak mungkin akan mencadangkan ataupun berbincang hal ini dengan pemimpin negara luar lah.
To that end, STB said it will ensure that the local industry players are ready to welcome the influx of tourists.
Jadi kita akan terus berusaha memastikan Sarawak, khususnya Bandar Miri ataupun Bandar Limbang dan juga di Lawas akan senantiasa satu tempat yang selesa dikunjungi oleh para pelawat dan pengunjung daripada Brunei. Dan dari pengalaman kita yang sudah begitu lama bekerjasama dengan Brunei dan juga telah menerima kunjungan dari Brunei, begitu juga daripada Malaysia ke Brunei, kita lihat kerjasama dan kesehaluan itu sudah terbentuk begitu lama sekali. Jadi saya yakin sekarang kedua-dua negara ni hanya menunggu saja. Bila VTL ni bermula, akan kita lihat pergerakan ini keluar masuk di antara kedua-dua negara, khususnya di negeri Sarawak ni.
Prior to the pandemic, Bruneians were the most number of visitors to Sarawak, making up about 70% of tourist arrivals to the state.
Right, in a similar vein, local industry players in Miri expressed their hope for the implementation of the Brunei-Malaysia Vaccinated Travel Lane, or VTL. According to Miri Handicraft Association Chairman Caroline Paya, the VTL program would benefit the local handicraft entrepreneurs in Miri.
Sebab apa yang saya lihat, dulu keadaan pandemik memang susah usahawan, especially kami yang berada di Miri Handicraft Center ni. Jadi kami terpaksa mencari alternatif lain. Ada yang cuba menjual online, ada yang cuba jual kepada kawan-kawan. Dengan adanya pelancong Brunei yang datang, jadi at least mereka akan support kita. Jadi kita pun rasa, untuk saya sendiri memang saya happy lah, sangat happy. So dari segi pembelian nanti pun akan meningkat.
For Sandra Ahi, she is confident that the opening of the Brunei-Malaysian border can further boost the handicraft industry in Miri. However, she still errs on the side of caution as the country is still battling the COVID-19 outbreak.
Anti tengok benda ini memang bagus untuk pelancongan lah. Ya, membantu kami orang di sini juga karena teruk pada sekarang lah. Dulu sebelum ini kan nggak kira menjaga, kira okey lah. Sekarang memang susah juga. Mungkin kalau dia orang Brunei buka, mungkin adalah sikit-sikit.
Prime Minister Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri Yaakob has given his assurance that the Jamin Kerja Keluarga Malaysia initiative will help to create 600,000 job opportunities and at the same time reducing the country's unemployment rate. The initiative, themed Keluarga Malaysia Makmur Sejahtera, is in line with the creation of job opportunities, which was the main thrust under the 2022 budget with an allocation of 4.8 billion ringgit. He said this at the launching of the Jamin Kerja Keluarga Malaysia Initiative and Jamin Kerja Keluarga Malaysia Career Carnival 2022 at the Kuala Lumpur Convention Centre KLCC on Saturday.
Inisiatif Jamin Kerja Keluarga Malaysia ini merupakan manifestasi komitmen kerajaan dalam menyediakan peluang pekerjaan yang lebih menyeluruh dan menghasilkan pembangunan ekonomi yang lebih mampan dan memacu usaha pemulihan negara secara berstruktur dan menyumbang ke arah pengukuhan pasaran tenaga kerja negara.
Jamin Kerja Keluarga Malaysia consists of 3 main programs, namely the Jamin Kerja Incentive Employment, to be implemented by the Social Security Organisation SOCSO, which targeted 300,000 job opportunities. In addition, the Malaysia Short-Term Employment Program, MyStep, which offers 80,000 job opportunities in the public sector, government-linked companies, GLCs, and strategic partners. Meanwhile, the third program, Training and Upskilling or Upskill Malaysia, which provides skills training for job seekers to increase their marketability as well as guaranteed job placement with a target of 220,000 trainees.
Program Jamin Kerja Insentif Penggajian akan memberi tumpuan kepada usaha merangsang para majikan untuk membuat pengambilan pekerja, terutamanya dalam kalangan individu yang tidak aktif bekerja seperti golongan penganggur, golongan rentan seperti OKU, bekas banduan, warga emas dan golongan wanita menganggur bagi tempoh berpanjangan untuk memastikan tiada golongan dipinggirkan.
For that purpose, he added that once employers are given incentives for hiring, job seekers could use the My Future Jobs portal to get job matches and fill the vacancies offered.
Insentif turut diberikan kepada majikan yang mengambil tenaga kerja tempatan bagi mengisikan jawatan yang kebiasaannya dilakukan oleh pekerja asing ataupun pegawai dagang. Majikan yang layak akan menerima bantuan keuangan kerajaan antara 20 hingga 40% daripada gaji kasar maksimum pekerja, iaitu sebanyak RM10,000 bagi tempoh 12 bulan.
Meanwhile, for the MyStab program, he said it was targeting 80,000 contract job opportunities, covering 50,000 posts in the public sector and the rest in GLCs this year. With an allocation of 1.7 billion ringgit, MyStep will be led by the Economic Stimulus Implementation and Coordination Unit between national agencies or Laksana under the Ministry of Finance, which will implement strategic collaborations with other government agencies. At the same time, the Prime Minister said the Ministry of Human Resources will hold 312 open interview programs and job carnivals throughout the year. Now, in another development, the notion of forced inoculation via the vaccination program was untrue, as parents have always been given a choice on the matter. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri Yaakob reiterated that the government has never forced parents to register their children to be vaccinated under the National COVID-19 Immunisation Program for Children, or PICKIDS.
Mereka diberi pilihan. Ramai orang menganggap seolah-olah kerajaan memaksa rakyat untuk menerima vaksin, sama ada booster ataupun kepada kanak-kanak. Kita bincang di dalam kabinet kali ini. Tidak ada paksaan untuk rakyat, sama ada nak ambil vaksin ketiga, keempat, kelima. Tak ada paksaan. Tak ada paksaan juga untuk rakyat, terutamanya kanak-kanak ini diberikan vaksin. Yang saya tekankan adalah tiada paksaan.
He said this during the Keluarga Malaysia Entrepreneur and Family Cooperative Carnival at Iskandar Puteri, Johor. As of Friday, February 18th, a total of 341,960 or 9.6% of the children population aged between 5 to 11 years old have received their first doses through PICKIDS. Welcome back to the Nightline. Now, following the attack by Russian-backed rebels on Ukraine, Russian-backed separatist authorities have planned a mass evacuation of civilians from the city of Donetsk and other parts of the self-proclaimed Donetsk People's Republic. An hour or so during the evacuation, warning signs blared from the city center to hasten the evacuation efforts. Buses filled with evacuated residents left the city on the same evening and headed to Russia. At the same time, the self-proclaimed Lugansk People's Republic issued a similar evacuation notice. In the same development, the Russian Ministry of Defense released footage of military drills on all levels, namely the Navy, aircraft, and on the ground. Navy warships were seen carrying out firing drills in the Black Sea, whilst military aircraft were seen patrolling the Belarusian airspace as part of the joint Allied Resolve 2022 military exercises involving both Russia and Belarus. More footage have shown the Russia's strategic air defense units carrying out drills using surface-to-air missile systems in the Leningrad region conducted on February 17. Russia has been conducting these drills for several weeks amidst tensions mounting between the country and several Western countries over Ukraine. This has been dubbed Europe's worst security crisis in decades. Wrapping up the TVS Nightline. It has been a week since the Brits Awards, and the rumor about Adele being engaged to current boyfriend Rich Paul has not died down. It was addressed yet again during a TV show, but the singer-songwriter remained tight-lipped.
Oh, nice surprise.
I know.
Yeah.
It's lovely. I'm really happy, Rita.
And I don't know if anyone noticed on Tuesday night when you were sat on the piano singing, microphone in right hand, I felt left hand didn't move as much as normal. It seemed heavier than normal. Is there...
As if I would ever tell anyone if I was or wasn't. It's lovely though, isn't it?
It's very nice.
Yeah.
I have to say, as a casual observer, it looks like you are.
During the same interview, Adele also hinted that she may be ready to start a family with her new lover. At the same time, the Easy On Me singer readdressed the cancellation of her concert in Las Vegas due to COVID-19 restrictions and regretted the postponement. She had hopes to pull something else together which would produce mediocre results. That, however, did not settle well with herself, and she vowed to do something bigger on her schedule for 2023.
And that's all the time we have for tonight's TVS Nightline. For more news, you can always follow us on our social media at TVSTVMY on Instagram, YouTube, and of course, Facebook. Once again, I am Muhammad Yusuf. Good night and take care.